a number of steps and active policies come out of that, including the Washington Declaration, and so we'll continue to pursue those lines of efforts.
Do you think it is necessary to establish a U.S.-ROK Japan alliance consultative group to respond to China's economic retaliation?
There are, of course, benefits to working these issues in a bilateral mechanism. There is, of course, benefit to working these issues trilaterally as well. We have important close partnerships with both the ROK and Japan. We also have important work to be done in the trilateral auspice as well. Secretary Blinken has had the opportunity to engage with his foreign minister counterparts both in a bilateral setting as well as trilaterally, and will continue to do so. Go ahead. Yeah. Yep.
From RTV News, Pakistan. There is a political unrest in Pakistan since long, and after the arrest of former Prime Minister Imran Khan, we have seen some charged crowds attacking on the military offices and their homes. How Washington observing the situation in Pakistan?
Well, we continue to monitor the situation in Pakistan closely, and as the U.S. has said before, we don't have a position on one candidate or one political party versus another. What our interest is a safe and secure, prosperous Pakistan. That is an interest of the U.S.-Pakistan relations, and we call for the respect of democratic principles and the rule of law around the world.
The government of Pakistan also shutting down social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and others, and there are some strict restrictions on Pakistani media channels, like what to show and what not. When State Department officials engage with the Pakistani authorities, is this subject as a part of discussion, media freedom?
Well, this is something that the Secretary has emphasized pretty clearly before. He has been clear that access to information and diverse ideas make for a more prosperous and democratic societies. And access to internet connection, for example, it connects the public to information they need to advocate for themselves, to communicate with one another, to make informed decisions, to hold government officials accountable, and to exercise their freedom of expression.
So one last question. Many analysts believe in Washington that due to the rifts in Pakistani military and growing extremism and the political unrest posed a big threat to the safety of Pakistani nuclear assets. I mean, does U.S. government also have same concerns, or you think that they are perfectly in safe hands?
There's no, I'm just not going to speculate on that. That is something internal to Pakistan. Go ahead. Yeah.
So the same thing, but I want to understand it because I heard this from Mr. Kirby as well, that the U.S. wants a stable Pakistan. And the other day I heard from Karine as well when she said that we don't have a favorite candidate, and you said this as well today. But I'm just personally trying to wonder if stability is really like the U.S. is appreciating it or not, because you have a prime minister who runs two of the largest cancer hospitals in the world, who takes millions of donations from the U.S. every year. And then you have another prime minister who was convicted on the Panama Papers, and journalists have been killed since last 1 year in Pakistan. Media, his colleague, my colleague who was just asking a question earlier, Jan Zaid. I mean, the U.S. has no stand on these things. There's like favorite, like you have no favorite candidate. We understand that, but like the U.S. is not taking any stand on some of the atrocities which has taken place since last 1 year.
I would reject the premise of your question. Let me say a couple things. That is true. We do not have a favored candidate or a favored political party, not just in Pakistan, but as it relates to any government system around the world. And I will reiterate what my colleagues Admiral Kirby and Karine said, that a prosperous and strong democratic Pakistan is critical to U.S. interests. That remains unchanged. But on some of these areas, such as press freedom, human rights, things of that nature, we have consistently raised these issues with our counterparts, not just in Pakistan, but in other countries where we have a perspective to offer on that. But to give you some examples, what the United States is interested in is, we are looking to continue to strengthen strengthen economic ties between our two countries by expanding private sector trade and investment. And there's also an important security collaboration and areas of collaboration on renewable energy, addressing the climate crisis, increasing agricultural trade, and a number of areas. That's what we mean by a strong and prosperous and democratic Pakistan that is critical to U.S. interests.